Okay, thank you everyone for joining this Monday night. We want, as your Rocky Mountain SABR Secretary and Elections Commissioner, I want to welcome you to the virtual candidate forum for the 2023 elections of the Rocky Mountain Chapter of SABR. If you were at the luncheon, you heard me give the spiel about the process, so I won't go into too much detail. Just to let you know, as you're probably all aware, we're in the voting phase right now. So the voting link has been distributed via SurveyMonkey. Hopefully all of you saw that. If you did not, it might be in your spam or junk folder. It's an automated generated email. If you still cannot locate it, just send me an email at my personal email address, and I'll be happy to have it resent to you. Voting will take place until 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time on October 15th, which I believe is Sunday. So it's an automated shut-off time. So if you don't vote by then, it will just be cut off. So I will be sending out results sometime, hopefully early Monday, October 16th. As you all are aware, the open vacancies are as follows: 3 at-large board directors positions, and then the 4 officer positions, secretary, treasurer, vice president, and of course, president. We have given everyone that's a candidate the opportunity to participate in tonight's virtual forum. You did not have to; it was not mandatory, but it's everybody that I could see wanted to reply to the affirmative. You will have maximum 3 minutes once your name is called to produce or to say whatever you want to say as to why people should vote for you, to introduce yourself, however you want to phrase it. You do not have to take the full 3 minutes. I will be giving like countdown cutoff times with like 1 minute left and 30 seconds if you get that far. But at that time, then if you go over, I will give you a couple of seconds to wrap it up. Otherwise, I may just have to cut you off. But I don't, that's never been a problem in the past. And I don't see that happening now. What we will do tonight is I will start with the at-large directors and giving them an opportunity to speak. Then I'll go a progression to the officers, even though those are unopposed for majority of them. I will give those candidates an opportunity to introduce themselves. So with that being said, before we start, does anybody have any questions? Okay. So for the at-large directors, we'll go alphabetically to start, if that works. So we'll start with Mr. Douglas Dinsmore. Douglas, I've sent you a link to unmute.
I'm unmuted.
There you go.
Thanks, Alex.
You're welcome.
So 3 minutes, go. That's not a lot of time. I'll avoid my baseball bona fides because this is really more of administrative and management role. I spent the beginning of my career in the magazine business and circulation and marketing at magazines like the Harvard Business Review, Inc. magazine, and Sky and Telescope, which is a niche publication for astronomy nerds. So there's a tie-in there for the baseball nerds. I started digital marketing in 1995 and worked for ZDNet and Quest. I spent 10 years at AAA Colorado doing digital marketing. And of course, that's a membership organization that included acquiring and renewing members. I've got a lot of related volunteer work. I was a trustee, board member, and webmaster for the Rocky Mountain Harvard University Club for 3 years, I believe. I also worked on the CU Boulder Alumni Association Social Media Task Force, and I was on the CU Alumni Boston Club board for 14 years. Wasn't all that active. It sounds better than it actually was, but I did put in a lot of time there. So I'm a big picture guy. I like to tie things together, kind of coordinate disparate groups and ideas. I think this chapter is doing a pretty good job, but these are some of the things that I'm good at and would strive for. Have the chapter activities be as accessible to the widest possible audience, and that includes times, locations, internet accessibility, topics, subjects, etc. try to create a variety of opportunities to be involved and active with the chapter. Not everybody likes to do the same thing. Not everybody's available at the same time. I would love to see some community outreach to increase awareness and membership in the chapter. I talk to baseball fans virtually every day, and nobody knows what SABR is, let alone
1 minute, Douglas.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Nobody knows what SABR is, let alone that there's a local chapter. Like to see some kind of a member get a member program. You know, we're the best spokespeople for that, and we can go out and spread the word. And if we just organize it a little bit, I think that would be possible. So I have the time and the desire to perform this role.
30 seconds.
I'd appreciate your consideration. The end.
Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up is our current president, Mr. Dan Evans. And let me ask to unmute.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks, everybody. As all of you know, I'm stepping down as president. I just feel someone who has more time and is in the city more would be a better person to run it. But I fully support John Salvino's candidacy. I encouraged him to run. And one of the reasons I'm running for an at-large position is I want to be there to help John as much as I can. Recently, our chapter has done some great things. In the 2 years our board's been together, we were named one of the top 5 chapters in the country. We have a 21% increase in membership since I took over as president and since this board was put in place. We're at an all-time high of 173. We have a new system of welcoming new members. We added new board members. We added youth and Chris Cohen. We added an Instagram page, a YouTube page. We revamped our website thanks to Joe Adona, an advent of a monthly newsletter, a baseball card committee, origination of a baseball memories group, and our SABR Day was very different, where we did an analytics conference that was received very well and had almost 50 people in attendance. As you all know, I serve as a national board member, and I think that helps to have a voice on our Rocky Mountain board along with the national board, which is doing great things, and I'm very proud of the work we've done. We have more virtuals coming, and I pledged to John that I will help him and I will get him guests and I will gladly moderate. Again, I support John completely. I'm thrilled that he's running, and I'd appreciate your vote as an at-large candidate.
Thank you, Dan. Okay. Next up is Mr. Dave Mundo.
Okay, guys, so first of all, I'm at a hotel bar. Is it super loud? Can you hear me?
It is kind of loud, sir. Sorry.
Okay. I'm going to move to a quieter location. Alex, can you go on to the next candidate and come back to me?
You got it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So then moving on to the last one participating tonight for at-large would be Kurt Wells.
I guess I'm unmuted.
You are, sir.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say thank you for the nomination for this position. I'm very honored to be considered for the position. I'm really excited about the way this upcoming board is shaping up. We have some really dedicated people that will add a lot to the organization, and hopefully I've earned your votes over the years I've been doing this stuff, and we'll be back to be part of that fun. Why am I qualified? I think I'm really dedicated to SABR in many ways. I've been the VP the past 4 years and was on the board in an at-large position for 4 years prior to that. I only recall in the 8 years probably 9 years that I've been a member, maybe 10 now, having missed 2 luncheons over the years. I've missed 1 board meeting in the 8 years I've been on the board. So I try to attend everything. Everybody knows, I guess it goes way back to when I was asked by Paul Parker 4 years ago to run for VP. He told me the most important responsibility that he was looking for me to take that position was the social aspects. And I've really enjoyed that part of it. I think that's what I bring really to the chapter. I want to continue making people feel welcome at events and being kind of that social coordinator. I know that I understand completely the importance of the Zoom calls and all the other things that we do, but kind of my focus on the board is to make sure socially we continue going the way we have. As lunch meetings grow, and I expect them to really start growing, I think we're starting to feel that. It's harder for new members to feel welcome, and I want to make sure I take on the responsibility of making them feel welcome when they get to those meetings and understanding there's someone there that gets them where they aren't being shut out and feeling like, why did I come? So I think I do a pretty good job of that. Thank you. I do a pretty good job of that, and I think I really have done a good job of making a number of friends in this organization. I consider it, there's, you go to a bar in Denver and you just don't find the people like you do in Boston or St. Louis talking baseball. So that's why I love this organization. It's my opportunity to socialize with baseball people. I guess basically I just want to say my competition is really qualified, all good people. This is the extent of any promotion I'll do for myself for the position, but I hope my positive attitude toward everyone and the friendships I developed over the years is enough to get me the votes. Thanks for your time, everybody.
Thank you, Kurt. Looks like Dave might have found a quieter place, so we'll give him another shot.
All right, I think so. Is that any better?
Much better.
Yeah, sounds a lot better here. Yep.
Markedly better. Okay, awesome. Hey guys, thanks. So, serendipity. So I'm on a business trip right now, and I'm in an Indianapolis bar in my hotel, right? But right across the street is the Indianapolis Indians baseball park, Victory Field. Literally, you guys, like I can see it out the window. Incredible, right? They must know that I need to be near a ballpark, regardless of where I go. So yeah, hey, so I'm very interested in an at-large position on the board. I have been a SABR member for, I think, 30 years now. And I was a Chicago native, lived in Atlanta, and now live in Denver. And I have to say, I was only mildly involved in the local chapters, both in Chicago and in Atlanta. I don't really think there was much of a presence at all. And I don't even know if I attended a meeting. And I was pretty inactive once I moved to Denver. But a few years ago, I attended one of the luncheons, and man, I was hooked. I was so impressed by so many people who came out, and the people are awesome. And that just really got me, right? And so ever since, I've been a pretty regular attendee at the meetings, and of course, vocal. I mean, I'm not going to attend and not say anything, those of you who know me. And very most recently, I've really been intrigued about the Baseball Memories program, and have been involved in getting that kicked off in Denver. And so we're working with nationals, the national organization, to really get that going. And I really think in the next few months we'll see some really cool progress in terms of the Baseball Memories program in Denver. We're going to be a pilot program to do something really interesting, I think. And I've obviously been a baseball fan forever, like many of you, and I'm really finally interested in giving a lot back to the SABR community, because frankly, I really haven't had that opportunity much in the past, but I think I'm ready, and I think I can help the Rocky Mountain Chapter specifically. So thanks, guys.
Thank you, Dave. Hopefully you can stay on for the rest. We just asked.
Yes, I plan to. Yes,
if you go back to the bar, please mute. Thank you. Okay, one other at-large director candidate is on the ballot, just so everyone knows. It's Greg May. He's not participating tonight, but he's been a long time SABR member. So, if you have any, have any questions, feel free to email me, and I can get you in touch with Greg May. All right, that is for the at-large directors. So moving on now to the officers, we will start with the treasurers. And there are two candidates who have offered to speak tonight, and that is Chris Moyer and Michael Roberts. So Chris, we will start with you.
Thank you very much, Alex. I've got the chance to become a board member over the last couple of years in a fill-in role. I'd like to try and see if I can develop that a little bit more in the upcoming years as a treasurer, trying to learn more about the process and become more familiar with the inner workings of the board here, and try and help out everybody as best as I can with the if they had financial questions regarding upcoming projects and stuff like that. So I'd be willing to help out as best as I can. As you know, I've been a long time baseball fan, been more than semi-regular on the luncheons up in Denver, traveling up from Colorado Springs, and we'll try and help out as best as I can with these other projects that Dan and Dave have also mentioned. So I'll try and help out as best as I can there. If you like how everything's been going so far, you can continue with our support there. I'd like to have your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. All right, and then the second candidate, like we said, is Mr. Michael Roberts.
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for putting this together and letting us kind of share ourselves here a little bit. A little bit about me. I've been a baseball fan since I was a kid. My fandom started really through my dad. I grew up in Casper, Wyoming, and he would dial in KMOX radio, and we'd listen to Harry Carey and Jack Buck call Cardinal games. I was also a big sports card collector and still am. And in fact, I just attended my first meeting with the baseball card group here with our local chapter about a month ago. Really enjoyed that. Professionally, I have a business degree and an MBA from CU, almost 40 years of experience in the accounting and finance field. I'm currently semi-retired. I am doing some part-time financial reporting contract work. I anticipate this to end probably around the end of the year, and I'll go into more of a full retirement phase. And as I get more free time, I want to be more involved in our local chapter. I've actually been a SABR member since 1981, but have never really done a lot. I've attended a few meetings here and there, one national SABR meeting over the years. I even wrote 3 articles for Mile High first century, quarter century of Colorado Rockies baseball. There's 3 articles written by me in here. Worked with Bill Nolan and Paul Parker on doing that. I'd like to do a little more writing in my retirement years, biographies and that. But I just thought a natural thing to get more involved with the local chapter would be to run for an office. So I was a longtime member of the Colorado Vintage Baseball Association, 20 plus years. Thanks. 20 plus years, mostly playing, but I did do 2 years as the treasurer for that group. So what better way to get involved than get on the board and meet new people and do what I have done for quite a few years. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, those are your candidates for treasurer. So the next position would be secretary, and that's the first one that's running unopposed. It's Joe Adana. He couldn't make it tonight. So, if you have any questions about Joe and want to reach out to him, just let me know. The next officer position up for election is vice president, and that one also is running unopposed, and your candidate is Patrick Lyons. So I will open it up for Patrick if he wishes to say a few words.
Thank you so much, Alex. Appreciate it. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm just getting over a cold, so apologize if I sound different than I might normally. First off, just wanted to thank everybody who came out here tonight, and wish best of luck to all the candidates. Thanks for the nomination to be vice president. It's something that I've been looking forward to give back even more than I have over the last 4 years as a board member. And so it was really exciting to get this opportunity to do a little bit more. And I think we have a great chapter, as everyone who's experienced it already. And we might not be perfect, but we like to strive to be. We definitely like to try to do that. And so a lot has been built during Dan's presidency, which has been absolutely wonderful. And I'm looking forward for us to add some new things, or even go back to some old things. Getting back to our banquets. I think that was something that everybody thoroughly enjoyed, and we were able to bring in so many people, even outside of our SABR chapter, just bringing in the baseball community, doing those at Coors Field, which this will be the 4th year now that we don't have it. So it'll be interesting if we can put it together for next year. And 5th year anniversary, or 5 years away from the last time. It's crazy to think that, we could all hang out at Coors Field during the off season once again, and hang out and have pretty much anyone we want. In theory, we'll have to pull some strings, see if we can get Cargo to come out or something like that. But we can get these guys to come out and talk about their life as a member of the Colorado Rockies. So I'd love for us to be able to do that again. We had a couple years going where we had a little softball game and a barbecue. That's a nice, fun event. That's easy to put together during the summertime, and really just support any new ideas that people have, where even if it's not something that's for every member, there are members that are out there. I applaud everyone that's been able to go forward with the baseball card committee. Like, it's not something for every single member. That being said, the members that it is for, it's doing great justice. Like it's providing such a wonderful service. So I think there could be more of those niches that we both kind of explore for our members and bring in new people at the same time, which is what I think the baseball card committee has been able to do. So checks off all those boxes. So yeah, just want to thank everybody for their time and for coming out, and for their support. So thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. And so now, last but certainly not least, as Mr. John Salvino as your nomination for president. So I will give him the floor.
Okay, so I'm unmuted now. Thanks, Alex. Thanks everyone for joining. I'm John Salvino, and I've been nominated for the position of president. It's not something that I really expected going back a few months. Like a lot of people, I think just about everyone part of this group I've been a baseball fan my whole life, but I'm relatively new to SABR. When I attended my first luncheon last summer, I was with my son Evan. We showed up just to kind of find out what it was all about, with really no agenda, not knowing what to expect. And it was immediately obvious that the people in the room, they were welcoming, they were passionate about the sport, but also passionate, and it was really important to people that they were part of this Rocky Mountain SABR community. And if I left that meeting, and didn't join and never went back, it still would have been a great experience having met everyone, including the current president, Dan Evans, who was, GM for the Dodgers. That's a pretty big thing. I grew up in Southern California, probably listened to 1,000 or more games, Vin Scully calling the games on the radio. I'm not a Dodger fan. That's a pretty big thing. And, but I did join and I kept coming back, and I, found myself not just saying like I met a guy who was the GM for the Dodgers, but as I stuck around, I was, like, I can't believe I met a guy who used to, have Charlie Blackmon live at his house, or run the Denver Browns, or runs a baseball museum, or was teammates with Hank Aaron, or a guy who's going to be voting for the Hall of Fame, and to a guy who, watched the 1979 All-Star game while at work in a 7-Eleven in New Jersey, and I guess, what I'm trying to say is that, I've loved every minute of it. And, all my interactions have been really meaningful. And I guess that's why I decided that I would accept the nomination. As far as the role goes, I'd like to help the board continue to serve the membership and provide the opportunities for these connections, individuals that are already in place. There's a really great foundation. I don't go a long ways back to know what we did before, but I love some of the ideas that I'm hearing. Like the website is new since I joined, and the baseball card group is new since I joined. So thank you. Those are examples of things that we want to continue to support, but also be open-minded to growing new areas, so long as they're manageable and we can do them well. I'm a single dad, got 2 college-age sons. I've got a career in healthcare administration, but outside those 2 things, serving on the board would be a top priority for me, and I'm really excited about the opportunity. And
30 seconds.
Very honored to be nominated. So thanks for your consideration.
Thank you. Okay, well, those are all the candidates. At this point, I have nothing further to add other than being stepping down as secretary. I want to take the opportunity to say thank you to the current board, especially our current president, Mr. Dan Evans, and Vice President Kurt, Patrick, Chris, those Greg Petty's on the line to see as well. Thank you all for, having such a special experience. It's been awesome. So, I just wanted to take that opportunity as your secretary. So thank you. With that being said, we have some time if anyone wants to have questions for any of the candidates, or maybe some of the candidates have questions for existing board members. We can open the floor for a general discussion. Whatever anyone wants. Just send me if I ask to unmute if you want. If you want to be unmuted, just send me a request to be unmuted. Okay. I guess we are all set. I will unmute all just so I can let's see. I can unmute all here. Just so everyone can take an opportunity to say thank you if they want to.
Alex, if I could say something on behalf of the board, Alex, I want to thank you for what you've done. You've been selfless and you've been unbelievable in terms of your time and volunteering your efforts, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. And I really appreciate what you have done, and I wish you the best moving forward into a baseball career.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's been an honor serving, and I did it to the best of my abilities. So,
toughest position on the board.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
I really believe that.
Thank you.
You did a good job, and you aren't done yet. You're doing
No.
a good job.
Got to get to the finish line. All right. Well, thank you all, and congratulations to all the candidates, and best of luck to you towards the finish line.
Thanks, Alex. Good luck, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Best of luck.
Participating.
I've never